Jerry Jones. I don't know what's gotten into Jerry lately. I don't know if Stevens whispered in his ear lately. I don't know if his daughter's whispered in his ear. I don't even know if a little hot mistress on the side has whispered in his ear as of late. But this offseason has been somewhat of a success so far. Gotta give the Crypt Keeper his due. The man has made some pretty good trades in order to help your team, and in order to help your quarterback, most importantly. You got to add players around him. One thing we did notice from last year in our division, when a GM like Howie Rosen sits back and it's like a puppeteer. He's putting everything, or a puzzler. He's putting all the right pieces in place. And he elevated the play of his quarterback. Before he knew that his quarterback was going to elevate his play on his own, talking to Jalen Hurts, he made the decision to help whoever was starting this coming season by adding A.J. Brown, drafting D. Smith from Alabama, adding other pieces on defense, adding pieces in the secondary. It was a full blitz last year, and it resulted in a Super Bowl appearance. So hopefully, I think, in hindsight, maybe Jerry looked at that and said, you know what, I got to shake things up. I got to make some moves. If we're right there on the edge and we're losing to the same team in the San Francisco 49ers every effing season, then we need to make some changes to take a step up. And, you know, we're at the point now where obviously we know Dak is not a top 5 guy. He's not Pat Mahomes. He's not Joe Burrow, and he's not even Josh Allen. But it's okay. We don't need to have quarterbacks elevate the whole entire team, because Troy Aikman didn't do it. He didn't do it. Troy Aikman was never asked to have a load, pause, as you see top 5 quarterbacks today. You know, Troy won 3 Super Bowls. You know, a lot of the guys that was rated above him, Steve Young, Marino, Jim Kelly, all of these guys was in his era, and they were better than he were, but they didn't win as much as he did, because the Cowboys made a smart decision, doing real smart GM work back then, to build a complete team to win championships. And I've already said this on my last episode. I think it was episode 67. Check it out if you didn't, when I gave a deep dive as to how we won championships versus how everyone is revisionist history has put everyone in the wrong perspective of how to do that and how we did that in the past. But anyway, as I digress, great moves by Jerry Jones. Artis Gilmore in the secondary, that plugs a very, very necessary hole that we had that was occupied by Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown, I watched Anthony Brown in the Green Bay game concuss himself as he was getting burnt on a deep ball from Aaron Rodgers and Watson. And he hurt himself and got a concussion on that. Fell on his face. You know, and then, you know, God forbid, you know, bless him, he tore his Achilles later on. But Anthony Brown was never a 2 corner. He was never a second option. He was always best put probably in the slot. You know, we lost him. We lost Jordan Lewis. Remember Jordan Lewis? We lost him as well. We had very shaky depth on that other side of the other side of where Trayvon was. Very shaky depth. So the Gilmore thing is just what the doctor ordered. You put Gilmore in there, a stalwart at corner on the other side of Trevon Diggs. Yeah, go ahead and throw the ball. And then you got Wilson back. We re-signed Wilson back. One of the best safeties in the league, period. Led us in tackles last year. And I'm telling you, every time you put on good defensive play that happened with the Cowboys in them highlight films, he's in some of them. Because that man can hit. He comes with lumber. Pause. So, Van Der Esch, Wolf Hunter back. All of these pieces back alongside Brandon Cooks that you just added. Now you got somebody that you could go deep and take the top off the defense so they don't crowd the box and double team CeeDee Lamb like they did later on in the season. You have weapons now. You have additional pieces that can help elevate your quarterback play, where Dak doesn't have to do everything, like Tony had to do everything. So now you help Dak Prescott out as you try to make that push to that next step out of the divisional round and hopefully into an NFC championship and into a Super Bowl. So good job, guys. We have the draft coming up, and you all know what the Cowboys do during the draft. They do what Cowboys always do during the draft. They're one of the top teams in the league. We mostly always hit it on draft. We got all of our picks this year, so we need to have a big draft day. None of this weird experimental stuff that we did last year. This year has to hit the marks. I would like to have another offensive lineman. I would like to have a defensive tackle, nose tackle in the trenches. And we losing Dalton Schultz. Okay, whatever. If we lose him, hopefully we can get that stud kid from Utah at tight end, Kincaid. That kid's a baller. And we're at 26. If he falls down, if he gets if he gets into the 20s, Jerry should trade down and get Kincaid. And now you'll have Kincaid, Gallup, Lamb, and Cooks. Looking dangerous and looking good. I'm going to say it now. We're definitely going to win the division this year. We're definitely going to win it. And I feel good about it.